This is McCook's Mr. Bill. Honored to have you here, and you're here for a story. How about the second best fight I ever saw in McCook, Nebraska? It was in 1983. A football game, high school football game, had just finished. And they were going to have a band across the street at the tennis court. Now there's a college complex there of a sports arena now. But back then it was a tennis court, and there was about 30 people. It was a small crowd that showed up for the dance, to say the least. And it didn't last long. The band wasn't that good. And so they started filtering out. One of the last people that came out that direction, my direction, was a young couple. And about 100 feet in front of me was a pickup. And there were 5 guys standing around it, loud, boisterous. No question they'd been drinking, maybe still drinking. And the young couple, they walked by them. I wasn't really paying attention. I was busy putting my stuff away because it wasn't, Mr. Bill was done for the night and gonna head home. All of a sudden, I heard screaming. Now I looked over, and it was a woman, and she was yelling, "Why did you hit him? Why did you hit him? We didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. Why did you hit him?" And screaming, going ballistic. And one of the guys, of the 5 guys, was standing over him with his fist. Come on! And a lot of profanity, wanting to still fight even more. And the guy that had been hit, he was on the ground. It didn't look good. He was on the ground from that single punch. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what are the odds of me being forced to get in the middle of that? And the woman was trying to push the guy away that had the fists, and he pushed her back, so she stayed back then, because I think she figured she was going to get hit, because he was wanting to hit anybody. And I was pretty nervous, because that young lady, both of them, the young man and young lady, I guessed early 20s at the best. And she had a mini skirt on back then in '83 that was a lot closer to her crotch than her knees. So I was thinking, okay, are those 5 guys gonna want to abuse that young woman? Because it didn't look good. And they had semi-circled both of them. So what was I gonna do? Well, not much choice. If they attacked her, I'd have to try something. But just then, the guy standing over him with the fist screamed and dropped like a sack of potatoes, just screaming, grabbed his ankle and screaming bloody murder. Okay. And then the guy, young man that had been hit at the beginning, he got up, and his girlfriend helped him, headed our direction, and their car was just beyond me. And as they walked by, I'd already got some paper towels and some crushed ice from the snow cone bin and handed it to them. And I said, now get out of here. And off they went. And I went around, jumped the pickup, and I got the devil out of there too, just in case somebody, one of them or all of them, wanted a revenge on somebody, anybody. A couple days later, I saw that young man that had been hit downtown. He was a mechanic at the time. I assume he still is. And with that, though, a big old fat lip. And so I walked up to him and I said, I know how you got your fat lip. But how in the devil did you get that guy, drop him so quickly? How'd you do that? And he said after he got hit, it took a little bit to get the cobwebs out of his head. And he said, while the guy was jumping back and forth, when he jumped in close, that one time he had reached up and got a metal pin in his pocket, got that metal pin out, and keeping it as concealed as possible, so nobody saw it, with all the power and thrust he possibly could, he drove that into that guy's ankle. Drove it into the guy's ankle, and down he went. He kept the pin then concealed, though, because as he got up, because he said, I might have to fight the other 4. Now that was some thinking. Absolutely. And so he and his girlfriend got out of the area. More than a week later, I saw the guy that he had dropped, and he was still on crutches from his stupidity and attacking that young man. Absolutely. And so, by chance, if Hillary or any other government decides to take our firearms, or if you decide not to have a knife on you, and different places don't allow it, you can always carry a metal pin. It isn't a perfect defense, but it might be enough of a defense to save your life someday. Be you man or woman, a metal pen. You guys have a good day.